What is going on, people? What is going on? This is your man, the 6th Man K Styles. Hey, Thursday.
I'm hot as hell. I gotta take this shit out. I'm sorry.
Hey, but I'm about to say, man, hey, they don't need to be seeing no strip club stuff going on over here. We don't swing that way around.
Bro, I'm hot as hell, boy. It's what? It's supposed to be damn winter, and I'm so dang on hot.
You got that damn hoodie on. That's what it is. Hey, what's going on, people, man? This is your man, 6th Man K Styles on the 6thManKonvo tip on a Thursday evening. And as you know, I got my mans over here, the mad scientist, Mad Mike Sports. Woosa.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta change my hat.
Hey, there, man. Hey, we supposed to have this shit ready. That's why we be on CP time.
CP.
Exactly. Speaking on CP,
bro, I'm hot, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. I'm hot as hell.
Well, somebody need to just go and just get a bucket and just throw some water on your ass or something.
Boy.
God damn. But are you ready for tonight?
High quality H2O.
Yeah, and everybody, make sure you have your high quality H2O for this one. But before we start the show, we gotta give them that
real
roll call. And today's roll call will be sponsored by absolutely nothing. But I gotta give it to today's roll call goes to Joseph Thornton. That's the player partners. We got Atlanta Nation. We got ATL Leo. That's right. Fuck them Saints. CK22. We got Bubba Gump. We got Really 1090. No, Really 1090. I say really. I like, wait a minute. There's no A in there. Really 1090. We got Joe Houston. We got my homie Yusuke Knight. Hey, man.
Ooh, yeah.
We got a good one planned for y'all tonight. And I'm going to give y'all a second so you get to see what we're talking about today. As you see right there, today's show will be Grady Jarrett trade rumors, as well as what does a trade mean for the Falcons. And we're going to also talk about the NBA trade deadline.
I like that.
Yeah, they wasn't ready for that. They wasn't ready for that presentation screen right there. I'm
like,
they wasn't ready. They wasn't ready for that. So, hey, man, let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. As we all know,
as we proceed,
we have been hearing rumblings of a possible Grady Jarrett trade rumor. As you know, this is a intriguing offseason because, as we know, the Falcons are kind of dead strapped for cash.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking for every possible angles to try to make some money for this upcoming free agency class as well as the draft class. Now, for the last week and a half, I've been seeing a lot of this Grady Jarrett trade rumors. I'm just looking at it as, of all the people. Hold on. Let me show you my man's. Of all the peoples, We're talking about parting away with Grady Jarrett, which is very interesting because wasn't it like 2 weeks ago that we was hearing this same thing about Deion Jones?
Man, look.
And the whole last season was about Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say it like this, man. Yes, the sack numbers wasn't there last year. He had 1 sack all season. In 858 snaps he played this past season, he has 1 sack. Now, when you look at that looks like a terrible season. When you compare him to Aaron Donald, it's almost like it's unfair because Aaron Donald is in a universe all by himself the way he's played in his career so far.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring up a couple stats here on. It ain't gonna be on the screen. It ain't gonna be the screen. And right after I get to this, Mike, I want to get your take on these rumors. Okay, let's see something here. 2018, 6 sacks, 19, 7 sacks, 24 sacks. So he's had 18 sacks in the last 4 seasons. On the average of almost 5 sacks a season. But anybody with good working eyes would show how hard this man works. We talk about the sack numbers, but we don't talk about how many plays that he did not give up on that he's making tackles 5-7 yards down the field. It's the effort, guys. And like I said, y'all putting these rumors out, you want to get rid of a staple guy. There you go. Hold on. Before we do that, we missing something. We missing something as well. There's something, everybody. I think we missing something right now. What are we, Mike? I know what we missing.
I know it's.
There you go. It feels better now.
Oh goodness.
Go ahead, Mike. What you got to say for people?
There's a stat that that your boy Cookie by Nature actually brought to my attention with Grady Jarrett also, is that he led. I think he was like the second or third. I believe it was second, but he was second in the most double. When he's double teamed, I think he had like 19 split double teams. So it's like every time a defensive lineman is doubled, Grady Jarrett has split those double teams 19 times. And that's like tops, near tops in the league. So this is what we're talking about with defensive linemen, especially defensive tackles. Sacks are like one of the worst things you want to look at when it comes down to defensive tackles. Sacks is just one of the worst things you want to look at. Yeah, they are important at times, but when you're beating double teams, when you're beating one-on-ones, that matters more than anything. Beating one-on-ones and beating double teams. This dude is not only beating one-on-ones, but he's beating double teams on top of it. So Grady Jarrett, his value is much more than just a sack.
That makes a whole lot of sense because as we all know, the role of a defensive tackle is you have to do the dirty work for everybody to make plays around you. And I think what happens is, like I was saying earlier, we done got so used to Aaron Donald wrecking havoc the way he has with the 20 sack seasons. Is now that's the measuring stick as far as what a defensive tackle is and what his numbers should be. But at the end of the day, And by looking at these numbers, like I said, 2018, 2019 was his two best years as far as sacks, because in those 2 years he had 14 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
When he's able to play his normal 3 tech position, he needs a 1. He needs a mountain next to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad thing. So, Mike, question here. What was your initial thought when these Grady Jarrett trade rumors came around?
To be honest, it wasn't even anger. It was more so what we always say. I've stated this plenty of times. Falcons fan base are a bunch of bullies. They're a bunch of bullies. The content creators, the fans, they always got to have somebody they can pick on from week to week, from month to month. They got to have somebody they can pick on and bully. And this month is Grady Jarrett. They got no reason to try to pick on Grady Jarrett, but they done picked on Matt Ryan for years. They done picked on Julio Jones for years, despite what a lot of people even think. But they picked on Julio Jones. We've obviously picked on Calvin Ridley for good reason. Hayden Hurst, they picked on Hayden Hurst before they figured out that he was, dealing with mental health issues. Kyle Pitts, we picked on Kyle Pitts. This dude is a Pro Bowl in his first year. Caleb McGarry, it's like you go Jake Matthews, like Mike Davis. This fan base is just, they always got to bully somebody, and it for me it's just like, here we go again. They got to bully. They got to find somebody else to bully, and it's Grady Jarrett this time.
All right, let's get in a couple of these comments. I want everybody in the comment section, whoever's in here, appreciate y'all joining in. Let me give a couple more shout out. Noah Tendell just joined the chat, man. Shouts out to Noah. Got my boy Millie Mills in here, Jonathan Bell. King Quest 710, Xavier Littman, man. Hey, Jonathan, hey, appreciate y'all joining in. As y'all saw, the topic is we are talking about Grady Jarrett. And I want y'all to give me y'all initial thoughts as far as how y'all feel about these trade rumors. Do you believe this just like Mike said, this is just another one of those let's just get rid of somebody just to say so type of deals? Or is there some validity behind it in your mind that could be a big chess piece later on in this offseason? But Millie Mills here said Jordan Davis maybe. Jordan Davis maybe. My boy Yusuke here said these folks is crazy. Joseph Thornton, he's also said, man, build around Grady. And Jonathan Bell, we got another one. Jonathan Bell said, we better not even trade Grady. If we do, our D-line will be in the dumpster for sure.
Let's just put this to bed. Put this to bed, Noah. I think they're just trying to figure out the market. They don't have to figure out the market for Grady. He's Grady Jarrett. He's great. His game speaks for itself.
Right.
What is there to figure out as far as his market is concerned? He's Grady Jarrett. He's literally top 5 in defensive tackles. I can easily say top 10 and D-line play, period. What's there to figure out? Like, what do you want from him?
Ooh. And shout out to Ultra Shadow 97 for this comment. I gotta highlight this one right quick. He literally said, fans want to get rid of all our best players. What about the ones that need to be gone? I.e. Tyler Davidson and Steven Means.
And I'm not screaming at you because I've heard this before. other teams are going to call for Grady. He's Grady Jarrett. The Falcons already know the market for him. He's Grady Jarrett. Mm-hmm. Teams always call for the best players just to see. They call for Julio. They call for Matt. They call for Jake Matthews. They call for all the great players. Great players get offers all the time. How many times you heard, like, you know, how many teams, how often do you believe that the Patriots have gotten calls about Tom Brady? Believe me, a lot of people call for Tom Brady, okay? So it's not a matter of the Falcons. Falcons would be foolish to actually seek the market for, because why? Because that'll tell Grady Jarrett, all right, oh, y'all shipping me? Mm-hmm. I'm Grady Jarrett. Y'all doing me like this? So the Falcons will be foolish to even like go out and seek a trade for him. See what you can get out. That that's telling him as a player, y'all don't appreciate what I'm doing. So Falcons have never done that. Falcons don't have to do that for great players.
Okay. Oh yeah. And like you said, that's just like calling your favorite electronics store, just trying to see what's the latest technology you want and see if it's available for you. It's the same. It's the same thing. The team doesn't have to take it, but if it's a deal that they can't refuse, that's gonna be something that they're gonna look into. Man, y'all coming with some good comments tonight, man. Hold on, I'm gonna have to read some more of these.
I'm looking at it like, good God.
Exactly. Hey, shouts out to my boy, Let's Get It GA over here, man. This the homie right here. This the 2K guy right here, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check his channel out if you want to see some 2K game play. He just chilling over there, man. And you play 2K, you hit this man up. The smoke came in here. He said, "We need Grady. We can't afford to lose him."
What's up, homie? See you in a minute. Good God.
Exactly. Hey, look, I like this comment because what have I said for the last couple months about Devontae Wyatt? I love his game, bro.
He's a mini Grady. He's pretty much Grady Jarrett.
He's just he's a taller version of Grady. But like I said, if you look at the tape, and I've said this before, where Grady makes his reputation from, look at the plays that go beyond the line of scrimmage. How many times have you seen Grady Jarrett there making tackles, forcing plays to other defenders, rushing upfield and going back, trying to make a play? Those are the kind of guys that you cannot get rid of. This is why, like I said, this ain't one of those things. This ain't one of those things where you just have a motor guy and then he does absolutely nothing. You have a guy that's a motor guy and makes impact.
I got a question. I got a serious question, K-Styles.
What's up?
I apologize. But you know how I get triggered a lot.
Well, your ass is mad Mike for a reason.
I get triggered. But this comment really triggers me. This is, and I got a question. Just read that. I got a question.
Okay, he said, nah, look, no, I'm not with trading Grady, but what type of offer would you need to consider thinking about taking? So basically, he's asking for people that's watching. He's basically asking what would be the type of deal you would take that would allow you to get rid of Grady. I'm not taking any deal. Now, if his game regressed so badly to where he doesn't look like he can get any better, that's one thing. This dude has no help on that defensive line. This dude has Tyler Davidson as his running mate on the defensive line.
The guy that's making barely not even $5 million total in the last couple of years. So the question that I have is this. This is the equivalent of a Kobe Bryant. This is the equivalent of a Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan of his own sport. This is the equivalent of a Tim Duncan. This is the equivalent of a a Trae Young. This guy puts up numbers. This dude is a baller. So the question that I have is, if we know he's great, if we know he's good, this guy had the Super Bowl sack record, okay? 3.5 sacks. That's a record. That's tied for a record, right? No other defensive player have ever done that. Not even Aaron Donald. Not even Von Miller. None of those guys have ever done that. Not even the great Lawrence Taylor. He hasn't done that. It's Grady Jarrett. He's the one that did that. So the question that I have for you is, why is it, and someone else said it, why is it that we always want to, if a team is coming to you for a deal for Grady Jarrett, let's just say it's 2 first-round picks, and why do you guys think they're coming to you and you're willing to even listen to these guys? Why would you even entertain that fact? They're coming to you because they know Grady Jarrett is great. So if you know he's great, why are we looking to trade him? That's the question that I have. These people, if you're you're saying that, all right, I'm not looking to trade, but if they do, what are they offering? So if you know that they're offering you a lot, why are you trading them? Because obviously they see the value in him. And it goes back to what I believe that Let's Get It GA said it. But why are we always looking to get rid of our best players?
Especially if you ain't got a game plan that comes behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if you're gonna pull a move like that, you have to have a game plan. It can't just be, okay, I'm gonna just get rid of this guy and then let's just gamble and see what happens there. No, you gotta have a plan. Because, like you said, the lack of sacks that there is that you're seeing, you gotta make up for all the other intangibles. Do you have somebody that you got planned that can have the same productivity as Grady Jarrett, or can extend Grady Jarrett?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a game plan and you just shooting for the stars and shit and just hoping that somebody do it, I'm just gonna pick any random guy and hope they do it, then you're gonna end up with a Chad Lavallee. I know most Falcon fans don't remember that name.
Mm-hmm.
You want another Chad Lavallee? You want another Tyler Davis? You want 2 Tyler Davidsons on this? you want y'all rather have 2 Tyler Davidsons on this defensive line? Route 96 already bad enough all as it is. You want another one like that?
And there's literally nothing on this defensive line.
Yeah.
No amount of first or second round picks are not going to equal what Grady Jarrett does in its entirety. Unless this guy comes out to be like a Lawrence Taylor reincarnated. There's nobody in this draft or in free agency that's going to be the equivalent of Grady Jarrett.
Right. But like I said, like for me, I'm not throwing the idea away. The thing I'm saying is you got to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're saying. You got to have a plan behind it. You got to have somebody that you finna get that's finna bring that
Mm-hmm.
same or more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you make that trade and then you have nobody in mind that can replace what he does, even if you get those 2 first-round picks, you better make sure you get that same productivity because we are lacking in sacks all over the board.
That's what my biggest problem is. You want to get rid of a guy, and we don't even have a guy next to him. We don't have an edge rusher. We don't have a consistent nose. We don't have a consistent 3 tech. We don't have any of that. But you want to get rid of the guy that's doing pretty much everything on the defensive line. Like, that's essentially what you're saying. You got to have a plan in place.
But that kind of moves into what the next topic would be. We kind of moved our way into this next topic. It's like, what does a Grady Jarrett move means for the Falcons? Let's look at our defensive line right now. You got Tyler Davison. You got Marlon Davidson. It's not a guarantee Bullard gonna be here. You still got John Kaminsky.
Mm-hmm.
You got Taquan Graham. That ain't a lot going on right now.
Come on, man. We don't know what these guys are going to be.
You got. But yeah, and like I said, you already don't have. Like I said, if you in a situation, and like I said, we don't know what Mike Pennell and Anthony Rush. We don't know their situation for next season either.
We don't know anything. We don't know what Taquan Graham can be. We don't know what Marlon Davis can be. We don't know what any of those guys can be. Right. We do know Grady Jarrett is a top 10 defensive lineman. We do know that for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Jordan Davis is. I don't know what Devontae Wyatt is in the NFL. I don't know any of that. We don't know what these guys could be. I said this earlier. Everybody got a case of the draft-itis right now. Mm-hmm. All y'all see is this guy. Oh, I want to have this guy. Oh, it's ice, like kids and ice cream. Oh, I want that one. No, I want that. No. This I call it draft-itis. Everybody want everything. But when you actually get it, it's like, damn, I don't think I really wanted Marlon Davis in that too. I don't think I wanted, Richie Grant.
And then I just thought about it too. So if you do get 2 first-round picks, which will be 1 first-round pick for this year and next year,
mm-hmm.
Is it guaranteed we will be able to afford that draft class?
That's a whole nother thing.
Because if you got 2 first-round picks, boy, yo ass better have some money.
I mean, a couple of guys got to go a couple of guys have to go on the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're there's no reason to even bring back Foye if you're going to get rid of Dion. Why? Because nobody's going to be in the front to protect the linebackers. There's no reason to sign Foye if you're going to get rid of Grady. That's moving backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's like building from the secondary to the front line.
Right. And like you said, what that would do, and like you said, what that would do is now you have a hole there. Like you said, you have a hole there. Think about it. If Grady's seeing double teams on a consistent basis and nobody else can beat their man, what the hell you think is going to happen when you don't have a Grady? That's why we said it's more than anything. See, the thing is, Grady eats up. He eats up bodies because they're focused on him. But you got to have guys next to him who can beat their one-on-ones, who can disrupt the running game, who can disrupt the pocket. Because if you got your two middle linebackers for over 150 tackles for a season, that's not good. I didn't say 100 tackles. Like I said, 100 tackles for two inside linebackers ain't bad. But when it's 150, 160 plus, you need some help, man.
That man had damn near 200 tackles in a year.
But yeah, so the question here is, what does a Grady Jarrett move mean for the Falcons? So let's say they do move on and move Grady Jarrett. What is the shift for the defense, and how would they attack this? Like, what would be the game plan? And before you answer that, y'all make sure y'all like and share this and subscribe to your boy 6man Styles. Is down there at the bottom ticker. This is our Sports Center here. Like do subscribe. And also, I know most of y'all subscribe to Mad Mike Sports, but if you haven't, y'all go ahead and subscribe to him as well, man. So go ahead, man. What do you think? What do you think it means? You said secondary. Go ahead, elaborate on that.
I mean, that's the only plus you get. Like, my thing is, I'm not bringing back Fourier if I'm getting rid of Dion. If I'm getting rid of Grady, I'm not signing Fourier to $15 million contract, and we ain't got nobody in front. That's the stupidest crap you ever want to do. You never want to bring in a linebacker. Sign a linebacker even with a rookie defensive tackle like Jordan Davis. That's just ass backwards. I don't know what Jordan Davis is gonna be. I can only, predict or wish or just think like I don't know what he's gonna be. Mm-hmm. I know what he was in college. He was dominant, a run defender under dominant defensive lineman in college, but I don't know what he's gonna be in the NFL. I've seen plenty of Jordan Davises in the NFL before. This ain't the first time I've seen a talent like, not quite like him, but we've seen plenty of guys. I mean, we had one in Rashid Hageman. The dude was an absolute monster. He played all across the line. He wasn't a every down lineman, but he served his purpose. But like I said, like I'm not signing Fourier back if I'm getting rid of Grady. What I'm doing, I'm getting two edge guys, drafting another corner and a safety if I'm getting rid of Grady Jarrett, because there's no reason why you would trade a pass rush. What I would do, I would just, become a blitzing team and get some big fat dudes you can get in the fourth and fifth round, get some big fat dudes. I'm just sign some, get a good safety, get a good corner, and I'm just gonna blitz all that, because there's no reason why, there's no reason why you would get rid of Grady Jarrett or sign a linebacker. I'm just signing a linebacker, get some corners, get some safeties, and I'm gonna blitz all day.
Did you just say bring back the grits blitz if you're getting rid of Grady?
That's essentially what I'm that's like, if I'm gonna get rid of Grady, I'm blitzing all day.
Hey, and you said something too. And I love Jordan Davis as well. Jordan Davis would damn be good for this team as well, as being the mountain in the middle. But even with a mountain in the middle, you still need them guys on the outside that can cause havoc to bring that quarterback up in the pocket.
Mm-hmm. You still, like I
You
said,
still need pass rush. Like I said, even with Jordan Davis, you still need pass rushers on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why Devontae Wyatt was so good. That's why he was so good. Because you had that big guy, allow him to just do what he do.
Right. Hey, and you just gave me an idea on a pass rusher that I just saw here a couple of days ago. I'm gonna actually have a video of it coming out soon. But there's one in particular that I saw that can actually help this Falcons defense a lot, and nobody's really talking about him, even though he is kind of raw. I'm gonna just say the name, but I'm gonna have the video out soon. Zach Harrison out of Ohio State. Pay attention to that name right there. Because those 3-4 odd fronts is basically a 4-3. And this is a guy that can do all that. See, I just damn near gave away the whole video. But I just letting y'all know I got that coming up. Y'all can hear from my thoughts on that. But let me ask you a question, Mike. And I'm going to ask everybody here a question as well. So, by all account standards, as far as how this defenses go, and I hear a lot of the Tyler Lindenbaums and stuff like that, getting the offensive lineman and getting a wide receiver in the first round. If you thinking like I'm thinking, damn all that. Give me pass rush, give me defensive line help. And I see Sanchez here saying bring back the 4-3. Actually, the Falcons do run a 4-3 as well. That's why it's a 34 odd look. But you gotta have the edge rushers that can play with their hands in the ground too. And we don't have that. They tried, they because if you look at some of the plays they did quite a few of the snaps this year, you saw Dante Fowler's hand on the ground. It was a 4-3 odd look. I mean 3-4 odds look.
Essentially, what a 3-4 outside linebacker is a guy that can play the flats. You don't look for 3-4 outside linebackers to actually play curls and hooks and stuff. Like they actually just play. They set the edge and they play the flat. That's what they're supposed to do. So you see a lot of 3-4-3.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about this is he said their base is 3-4. I want my base 4-3. Remember, the Falcons was a 4-3 team, and we was one of the worst defenses in the 3-year span in NFL history.
People.
At the end of the day,
I got to dig in my scheme bag real quick. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Look. I'm about to say, whether it be a 3-4 or a 4-3, you still need pass rushers. You still need rushers. So regardless if it's a 3-4 or a 4-3, you still need guys to get to the quarterback.
Mr. Pickle Deal. Deal Pickle. Let me just say this real quick. This is no disrespect at all, but I see this all the time. The NFL doesn't care about what you want. The NFL doesn't care about what the other team wants. The NFL is about one thing. You're going to spread the ball out. Okay? So in order to spread the ball in order to be successful as a defense, you got to have two things. You got to have speed, and you got to have guys up front. Got to have speed. So what am I saying when I say that? Got to have DBs, lots of DBs who can run and tackle well, because you got running quarterbacks. You have wide receivers such as Deebo Samuel, Cordero Patterson, who not only can be wide receivers, but they can be running backs. You need linebackers to be able to do multiple things. This is why Deion and Fourier are so valuable. And you need those three elements to work well together. So oftentimes you're not going to see a lot of four-man fronts. Why? Because teams are spreading out. If you go back and look at not only the Buffalo Bills, all the Buffalo Bills do is spread out, and they just run Josh Allen all day. They spread out and just let Tariq and Kelsey run all over the place. That's all they do. So it's spread out. So you're not going to see a lot of four-man fronts. If you see four-man fronts, that fourth guy, that edge guy, is going to be an outside linebacker. That's why they're called edges now and not defensive ends, because they can do multiple things. So it's not, you see four-man fronts, but four-man fronts aren't four-man fronts were the traditional four defensive linemen. That fourth defensive lineman is essentially an outside linebacker. That's why you got guys like in Dallas with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons is a edge guy. He's not a defensive end. He's a guy that they use on either side of the defense, depending on what the strong suit of the offense is with a run. Well, they like to run this way. They like to run that way. They put Michael Parsons whatever the weakness is on it, and they just send him. They just send him and send him. The edge guys are actually a linebacker that can rush the passer. That's why you got to have guys like Deion Jones with speed. Deion Jones is a guy that had, I think he had four tackles for losses and 2 sacks. That's right there in itself. That's 6 sacks. That's 6 tackles behind the line, which essentially are sacks. So you're not going to see a lot of those 4 defensive linemen. Okay, so I know people want to see 4 linemen, but this game is not going to allow you. You got to have a bunch of DBs and you got to have a bunch of fast linebackers in this league, because you're not going to be able to just sit up here. All right, we're going to play 4 linemen. All they're going to do is bring in a bunch of wide receivers and let their quarterback run.
Sanchez brought up the wrong. You don't. Yeah. Like I said, yeah. Stephen Means is absolute garbage. But you said something. You said something before when I said about that 4-3. You said they didn't have the talent. Wouldn't that be the same case for this defense as well? This is literally the same exact players. That they ran the 4-3. When they ran the 4-3 here in Atlanta with Dan Quinn and them. With the 3-4 that they got now, it's essentially mostly the same core of players. So if going by that standpoint, you're basically just saying get rid of everybody that's on the defense. The issue that came down with it is you still need edge rushers. You still need somebody to be a running mate in the middle as well. So it doesn't matter if you run it 3-4-4-3. TJ Watt almost broke the sack record in a 34 defense. The 34 defense hasn't been trashed for the Baltimore Ravens for the last 25 years.
They just put a bunch of fat guys in front of him and say, go get the quarterback, TJ. That's his job.
Right. Now, if you look at Grady and where he's coming from, but where Sanchez is coming from, as far as what he's saying about Grady, like Grady's more built for the 4-3. I think that's where he's coming in when he's saying that. But essentially, if you look at what we're saying, essentially, if you look at this Falcons defense, it's a multiple front set.
I mean, Grady Jarrett is a 3-tech, so a 3-tech, and a 3-tech is the 3-tech and the 4-eye. Grady Jarrett is a 3. Is a guy that's perfect for a 3-man front because he's a 3-tech and a 4-3. So to say he's this or that, that's false. Again, a 4-3, a guy and a 4-3, you got two positions. You got the nose and you got the 3-tech. Well, you look at Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp was never the nose. He was the 3-tech. So that's Grady Jarrett. A 3-tech is essentially, and a 3-4, that defensive end is essentially a 4-eye and a 3-tech. So Grady Jarrett is one of those guys. You can put him in any defense and he's going to excel because his abilities are penetration. That's what you need in a 3-4. You need your defensive lineman to get penetration. That's what Grady Jarrett does well. So Grady Jarrett can thrive in any defense. He can thrive in any defense. That's why he's getting paid $23 million because he can thrive in any defense. You just need the guys around him to do their job.
And I bring up Aaron Donald, and I see Aaron Donald. If you actually, like I said, if you look at Aaron Donald and you see how they run their 3-4, Aaron Donald lines up all 3 spots.
Yeah.
He's not just at the nose. He's in the 3-tech on either side as well. But the problem is you need running mates. So my next question would be is if we do get Grady Jarrett, who would be the suitable replacement that you would bring in that could do what Grady does? And like I said, this ain't no sarcastic question. I'm asking a serious question here. So what would be the guy you bring in? That if you get rid of Grady Jarrett, who is the perfect guy you would bring in to fill that void? And everybody can answer this question too. So I'm just interested.
Oh, I kind of already said that. I'm drafting Jordan Davis because we got Taquan Graham and Marlon Davis, and who can fill that 3-tech position. So it allow them to just rest the passer, and they don't have to focus on stopping and run as much because you got Jordan Davis in that spot. So Jordan Davis is the answer to all our problems. I know that's not what people want to hear at 8 because we're so infatuated with Brittany Renner. But sometimes them ugly goods, they be having the best. Oh, never mind. I'll stop.
Oh, I'll finish it up. He said sometimes.
Oh, you know I was going with. I know
where you going. Hey, that's been. Hey, look. I've been saying this on these channels for the last 2.5 years. I said sometimes them foes end up be the best thing for you. You can get you a 10 or something, but 9 times out of 10, that 10 ain't gonna bring nothing but looks.
Holla if you hear me.
But yeah, essentially what it comes down to, I'll spend a couple more minutes on this topic and then we're gonna get to the very last topic. But essentially what it is you need a big body up front next to Grady. It really what it comes down to. This is why Jordan Davis's name has been popping up so much with the Falcon fan base, because they see this as that big body guy that can help alleviate that pressure off of Grady and let Grady just work off of him. But the issue is that we still going to have the issue if we don't address pass rushes.
Mm-hmm. You got one right now.
You got
one guy.
You got one guy. You got another one that's still learning. Ogadeji is still learning.
Mm-hmm.
But you see it there. Every winning football team has at least 3 or 4 pass rushers they can bring in and do damage. We have none.
Mm-hmm.
We have 0. And we can't count Dante Fowler because Dante Fowler, he be off the ground before he even get to the quarterback. So that don't count. And I see the name Jermaine Johnson, and like I said, yeah, Jermaine Johnson definitely be a good pass rusher for this team as well. Like I said, you got Jermaine Johnson, you got Zach Harrison, you got Cameron Thomas, you got some guys in this draft that you can. Well, what's the dude from South Carolina? I forgot his name. It's some Nigerian ass name. I can't. It ain't at the top.
No,
but like I said. Let's see. Yeah, and then like you said, Dre true statement here said Rush is a big guy, but he doesn't scare anybody, but it's solid depth. And that's all Rush is. Rush is a solid guy just to have. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Noah. Kingsley Enigbear. Well, however the hell, something like that. Yeah. And like I said,
I'll just say it like that.
We just gonna call him Kingsley. That's all we really gonna call him, Kingsley. But hold on. King Quest said, I saw this game too. He said Dante Fowler out here playing seafood. Boy, if he's a seal. Boy, if there's a game called Seafood. I'm about to say if Dante Fowler is a seafood of anybody, boy, expect that student to be getting their ass whooped on a daily basis. But yeah, like you said, even when you got those big bodies up front, you still need pass rushers. You still need guys that can cause havoc on the outside. You know, because like you said, if you think about it, if you got guys that can rush upfield, it makes your defensive line more dangerous. It's about creating havoc. You got to create that. You got to create that havoc, because if you got pass rushers that can force the quarterback to step up, it makes your D line's pressure that much better.
Mm-hmm. That's when
if you got
guys running in the sacks, because you can send corners. That's like Dean P likes to run what is called it's like if you ever ran after a cat, like you ever tried to chase a cat is gonna go all types of ways. But how you catch a cat is by doing one thing. You gotta trap a cat. You gotta force it into a corner. That's kind of how Dean P's defense is. He doesn't like to just, all right, he's gonna have guys that's gonna they're gonna put the pressure from the middle, and then he's gonna send corners. He's gonna send different guys. That's one thing about Dean P. He never sends the same type of blitz over and over and over again. If you look at him, he'll send a corner, he'll send a safety, he'll send an outside linebacker, he'll send an inside linebacker on the edges. That's kind of what he's been doing with Debo. On the edges, he changes his edges up. Sometimes it's a defensive tackle, sometimes it's a safety, sometimes it's AJ setting the edge. That's why AJ gets a lot of tackles as corners, because he like to change up his edges. So if you got those guys in the middle, like an Anthony Rush, Jordan Davis, or Grady Jarrett, that's pushing the pocket in, That's how Fourier. That's how guys like Ogundeji and Dante Fowler end up getting sacks because you're forcing the quarterback to go outside now, and that's right in their hand because most guys can't run away from linebackers and DBs.
Mm-hmm. So we can all agree that regardless if you trade Grady or this defense needs a lot of help. This defense needs pass rush. This pretty much, at the end of the day, this pretty much what it comes down to. This ain't even a Grady problem. This is a pass rush problem. Most of Dante Fowler's sacks last year came in the first 6 games of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Dude had 1 sack in 11. The last 11 games, he had 1 sack, where he could have had at least another 8, 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, this dude want to play Captain Planet and be flying around like he about to damn do some kind of Streets of Rage, Liu Kang, Street Fighter, Shoryuken kick type shit. And I'm gonna answer this question before we get to the last topic. Reggie CK, how y'all feel about Devontae Wyatt? If you've been listening for a while, I've always said I'm a big fan of Devontae Wyatt here with the Falcons. He's essentially what you would get. I wouldn't say Rashid Hageman, but he would kind of bring you what Jonathan Babineau used to bring to the Falcons. See, the only issue with him is they question if he has a nasty streak, though. People don't know if he has a nasty streak. This is what I've been reading about, so I don't take my word verbatim, but this is what I've been reading. But it's like they don't know if he kind of has that edge, that not the it, but he ain't got that rage or something like that, where it's like you see him take over games.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know, but I love Devontae Wyatt, but hey, there's a whole bunch of guys, and like you said, y'all pay. That's why y'all also pay attention to the scout videos that Mike got on his channel. It's pretty much all the heavy hitter scouting players. You just saw Jude do Isaiah Spiller, and like I said, I got Zach Harrison coming up here soon, so y'all be on the lookout for that. But let's go to the final topic tonight.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh, you see this? This will be non-Falcon related here. Let's pull it up. Oh, Lord. Trade deadline was kind of interesting. Trade deadline was kind of interesting today. As you see here, 76ers, Nets, swap superstars. The Nets get Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and 2 first-round picks, and the 76ers get James Harden and Paul Millsap. Who do you think won this trade?
I gotta say Brooklyn.
Elaborate.
I mean, you gave up Self. You gave up Self. You gave up. I'm missing somebody. You got a first round pick, but you got 2 first round pick, but the other motherfucker like 4 years away from them. Like, so what the fuck you do all that for? 2027. Like, motherfucker, you could just got rid of the damn man. Like I said, look, everybody, look. I'm gonna say this about Ben Simmons. I'm gonna say this about
the 76ers. I heard what Shaq said, some of these players are soft. I'm not saying that Ben Simmons is not soft, but the 76ers were just assholes in this entire ordeal. They could have just got rid of that man. All right, y'all blame him for them losing the game against the Hawks, when in actuality, let's be real, if Embiid is still dominating the Hawks like he did in the last game in the fourth quarter, he fell off in the fourth quarter. That's the real reason why they lost. Okay? It wasn't because of Ben. Ben wasn't playing. He was not playing well offensively the entire series. They lost because Embiid in the fourth quarter fell off and he stopped scoring. He got tired. And they tried to blame Ben Simmons for that. All right? The coach, the organization, the fans, everybody blamed him. I say this all the time. And I've even got flack for this. Everybody want to point the finger at one particular guy for losing. One guy never loses a game. Okay? Let me repeat. One guy never loses a game. You lose game as a team. Someone has to step up. If Ben Simmons ain't shooting well, what the hell you paying Tobias $100 million for? Anybody ever think about that? You paying this motherfucker $100 million and you worried about Ben Simmons not scoring? That's what his job. His job is to step up when the other guys aren't playing well. We knew Ben Simmons was not playing well offensively. So guess what? Self. You got Self. He's a scorer. Y'all could have ran more plays for Self. Nope, y'all didn't do that. So at the end of the day, the 76ers, they lost all the way around. Their team got worse because James Harden ain't going to play no damn defense. He's going to be standing out there shooting threes with Embiid. It's going to be the damn Harlem Globetrotters and a bunch of fucking crime. All right? That's what it's going to be, the Harlem Globetrotters. Because all you're going to see is big Embiid, big goofy ass, falling on the damn ground, crying at the refs. I hate everything about Embiid. He's the biggest, softest little. I really, y'all can tell I'm really frustrated with the NBA right now. I don't like nothing about it. It's a bunch of. I just don't like anything. It's so soft right now. And the guy with the biggest heart in the NBA right now, everybody hate him. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Trey got the biggest heart out of any one of these guys. He's the smallest motherfucker on the damn court. Everybody hate him, and Trey know it. He just sit there and smile. He shoot his threes from half court. He turned the ball over and still is the NBA all point scorer. So, like at the end of the day, haters gonna hate, and the 76ers got robbed. Y'all played yourself. What's that song by Nas?
Yeah. This is very interesting. Yeah, this is very interesting because, like, James Harden and the Joel Embiid's pick and roll game with those two, if done correctly and if on consistently, will be a dangerous weapon for the 76ers. But like you said, the problem is Philadelphia. How is Philadelphia's defense going to hold up? Because remember, Philadelphia was the number one defense last year. Mm-hmm. And as much as Ben Simmons lacked offensively, he played defense. Mm-hmm. And he played defense well on smaller guards for a guy that's 6'10", 6'11". Mm-hmm. You still gave up. You gave up your best spot up shooter to get this deal done as well. So what's going to end up happening with the 76ers? See, now the spotlight that you're going to have to look at for this 76ers team is going to be Tobias Harris. he's going to have to take that role. Because if you actually look at their roster, if I remember their roster, if they still had their same roster from last year, they really don't have a lot of shooters. I think Seth and Tobias was like the best shooters outside of Joel Embiid.
Like I said, like Seth was one of the main reasons why they was even in last year, the last game, because he kept them in a lot of games. The Hawks would have easily swept them if it wasn't for Seth. We couldn't stop Seth for nothing. The Hawks could not stop Seth for nothing. That dude was blazing hot.
Mm-hmm.
And you trade your best 3-point shooter for James Harden, like, yeah, James can put up 30, even 40, but like that dude ain't gonna play no defense. So you gave up your best defender, you gave up your best playmaker. That's another thing that they don't talk about. What Ben is, that dude is a hell of a passer, a hell of a point.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can do that. Who's
Right.
gonna run point now for them? James Harden. James Harden gonna run point for himself.
Let's see. Most of these motherfuckers I don't even know. That's crazy. Like I said, they 32-22 this year. Like I said, they 5th in the Eastern Conference, so they are having a pretty good season. But what's the main thing we always say about sports in general? The chemistry has to be on point. Because I distinctively remember a lot of people saying that the Lakers was going to be the shit when they got Russell Westbrook. Like I said, I remember that now. I was one of the few guys that didn't like it.
I knew that shit wasn't gonna work.
That shit was absolutely.
As soon as y'all announced the Lakers are going after West, I was like, yeah, that shit over.
And they know it's already now. Yeah,
they already know. AD looking at LeBron and them damn press conferences like,
boy, them motherfuckers, they look like they scheming. Boy, they like, man, fuck this shit, boy.
AD look like he about to get the hell on out of LA, bro. He don't want no parts of LeBron. Well,
I'm gonna tell.
I've been telling people, LeBron is a ball dominant player. If you want the ball, don't play with LeBron. Okay, that's not happening.
Yeah. See, the way LeBron's got, the way that you have to build a team around LeBron, you have to put nothing but shooters around him to where they're not. They got to be able to play off ball. If you ain't got a bunch of off ball players with LeBron, it ain't gonna work. This is really one of the only. This is really one of the only years that they really don't have a lot of off ball players. I don't think they really have none, really. No, they don't. But it could work. It could work for both teams, actually. It could work for both teams because I think what Brooklyn needed a guy that has a pure point guard mentality, and that's what Ben Simmons does have. But what I would rather do with Ben Simmons is I would rather put him at the 4 and let him run the floor like that, and let Kyrie run off ball with him and KD.
To have Kyrie off ball would be definitely better for his knees and his legs. God knows that boy is messed up.
Right. Because you've already added a 3-point threat to go on your bench and Seth Curry. So, and you still got Joe Harris if he stays consistent. I think he might be hurt right now. I don't know. But it works out for both teams. No, Kyrie is not a pure point guard. He's a scoring guard. That's what Kyrie is. He's a scoring guard.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, aka Chris Jackson.
Or his godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
People don't know that, do they?
Rod Strickland. It's the same game. Yeah, he's not a pure point. Like I said, he's not a bad point guard, but he's a better scoring guard than he is a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's why him and LeBron worked in Cleveland, because LeBron was the point guard of that team and Kyrie just had to play off ball. Like I said, you can ISO Kyrie and let him do his thing. But if you let Ben just be the primary ball handler and let Kyrie run off of that, and you can ISO Kyrie into doing his thing, it just works better for both teams. Like that's why I said I think both teams did pretty good. Because, and the reason why I say that, because if you really think about the NBA, if you're not picking in the lottery, them first round picks really ain't worth shit, to be honest with you.
Right. It really ain't.
If you're not picking in that top 5 in the NBA draft, essentially the reality is the first round is the first 12, 13 picks. Everything else is second round picks, even in the first round.
Yeah, a lot of guys just ain't ready to play ball. That's the biggest problem. They so young.
Right. But that ain't all that happened today, too. There was one that actually intrigued. The latest one that they said was Porzingis, Spencer Dinwiddie, damn swap. I was like, okay, whatever. They both not really, they okay, but
yeah, it's like, yeah, that one was okay.
But there was one that kind of intrigued me because I didn't even know this was even going on. Hold on, let me pull it up right quick.
Oh God.
Let me pull this shit up right quick. No, not that one. Everybody knows this name here in Atlanta land. Apparently, your boy Dennis Schroeder just got traded to Houston. It says Boston receives Daniel Theis and the Houston Rockets get Dennis Schroeder, Bruno Fernando, and Ennis Freedom. Wait, Bruno Fernando was on. Wait, what? I didn't know he was on the Celtics. So there's a lot of these moves being made. I thought that was intriguing because so he gets to play behind John Wall. Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
I believe so.
Oh Lord.
We got the gangster and we got two fake gangsters out here. Both of them think they ain't another damn game.
Motherfucker be throwing up sets and shit like that, bro. You need to hit a set shot. That's what your ass need to do. You throwing up gang affiliations, boy. You need to throw up a jump shot that's actually consistent. But yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about that one right there. I kind of feel like both teams won in it, but it's all gonna come down to chemistry.
I thought something was funny. I thought something was funny with the Lakers.
What'd you say about the Lakers?
They said the deals that they tried to do fell through because
them boys
they tried to make some deal and they fell through, and now they like looking for the buyout market to see what teams just gonna trade guys so they can like I said, the Lakers are just a damn mess. I told y'all people to stop fucking with LeBron, man. That man gonna have y'all motherfuckers. He gonna bankrupt the whole goddamn Laker organization.
Bruh.
Keep messing around. Why?
Bruh. You do realize the Lakers really wanted Cam Reddish badly.
Oh, I know. They ain't got no damn assets. They ain't got shit. LeBron knows to build their ass for everything.
They tried to give us Tyler, whatever the hell his name is, Tyler Horace Tucker, whatever the fuck his name is, and 2 second-round picks for Cam Reddish. That's why that deal didn't go through. I like second-round picks, man. You might as well just say,
second-round pick.
what we gonna do? Get some guys from over in France that we ain't gonna see for the next 5 years?
Wow.
What the fuck is we gonna do with those?
I remember them days, boy. They used to say the hell out of them in France.
Hey, no. I got a question for everybody that's watching. Do y'all remember them days where the Hawks were drafting players from Europe that you didn't know if you was gonna ever see?
What?
Because I remember a particular one. I forgot his name, but they drafted this dude. He was one of the first-round picks. And essentially, he was an international player that they was planning on bringing him over to the Hawks like 3-4 years from now, but he never ended up coming here. So I like, the fuck y'all draft him for? Could you at least get somebody that you know is gonna come over here?
Mm-hmm.
I like, bruh. I'm look. I'm about to say, if I see a couple, I want to see if I see more people that remember them days where they were so hyping up these European players, and these European players, you wouldn't see them for 3-4 years down the line. That's essentially banking on a wish that might not happen. But let's go ahead and wind it down for tonight, man. I think this conversation was definitely needed. Hey, tomorrow, Friday Night Madness. Okay, this is gonna be a public service announcement for tomorrow's show, Friday Night Madness. If you didn't see last week's show, Friday Night Madness is going to be a call-in show, which means you better be ready when you come in, because tomorrow's show, we're going to be talking about, is the title elite quarterback overrated? Is a quarterback really elite if his team is good? I'm ready to hear what y'all got to say on that. But definitely appreciate y'all.
Bring your asses.
But hold on, I gotta read this one right here. I think this is the guy he might be talking. He said, yeah, he was a 7-foot center we drafted that we never played. Yeah.
I know, I forget the name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. It was somebody from whatever the fuck one of them European countries name. What was it? Georgia or something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker said, nah, I'm not coming here. But we appreciate y'all tuning in to the 6thManKonvo. Like I said, y'all definitely make sure y'all leave a subscribe for your boy if you're not already subscribed. You share these videos, help us get up in this algorithm game, man, because that's what this all is about. not only on YouTube, but on Twitch as well. I know the Twitter. I know the Twitter followers be fucking with me over here too now.
Mm-hmm. You find us on Twitter, man. We everywhere. We really everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's why I said, the question. Like I said, you got your questions. Like I said, just leave your questions, leave your comments. Like I said, we have discussions on them. That's really what the main reason why I want to do this show is. Like I said, you leave your questions and we can make a topic out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all don't leave questions. Y'all don't leave questions. So you got to
give us 50 damn questions on the damn lives, but we asked for put it in the damn on the video. Nobody ain't got a question. Everybody got all the questions in the live.
Hey, look. Next time I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna be like this right on camera. Be like, okay, I'm taking a picture of these right here, colleague.
It happens all the time.
But until next time, continue to support your boy 6Man K Styles. Be on tune for Friday Night Madness tomorrow, as well as Mad Mike Sports and Mad Mike TV. Hey, until next time, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home.
But you gotta get the hell out of here.